Hi guys, John here, Forex Fire. So I'm going to do another quick analysis and a rundown, a little bit of a fun, educational sort of thing. It's not going to be a trade idea, but it's just going to give you a sort of fresh pair of eyes and a fresh look on the sort of stuff that I do, the sort of stuff that I look for, and a little bit more of an insight and a different approach to a trading style. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen and get my handsome face in that top corner. Let's go. Let's go. Right. So, as you can see, we've had some liquidity. Okay, liquidity here, and it's been taken out on the liquidity. From there, we've got liquidity on the bottom as well. Okay, we've pushed out of the liquidity area, and we've had some movements, and then we've had a big push back down to the downside. Okay, so again, I work heavily on things like the last down before the up. Okay, demand areas. Again, we just mark this up, and this is just an educational insight, remember guys. So we've got demand zone on the hour. Okay, demand zone on the hour. It's the wick to the wick of the candle. We are coming back in to mitigate the contracts within that area. Again, it's times fractal, and we go on quarter theory, quarter points, but that's a total different area. All you need to understand is when we are looking at price, okay? Let's take a look. When we are looking at, I've got that many different things set up. 25 to life we'll be looking at. So don't let this throw you off. Again, from a fractal point, 0.75. I'm just going to show you something. And a half. Okay. And again, to eliminate the noise, just get rid of the prices. Okay, right. So here we are. Okay. So what's going to happen is we've got within a zone. Okay. You've got here to here. So what's going to happen is price is going to come back. It's come out here. We've got wick to wick, the last down before the up. Let me just get this correct. You just bear with me. Just get rid of that. Scroll back. So we've got the last down before the up, which is this candle here, this here. And if we just minimize that, okay. And then as we've pushed out of here, okay, once we've pushed out of here, we have this as an area where contracts, where buyers and sellers are all involved. However, as we've pushed out of that wick to wick candle, we are waiting for an entry to come back in. Okay, so it doesn't matter when it is. It doesn't matter whether it's within 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 years. Every candle from wick to wick, from the open or from the wick to the top to the wick to the bottom, creates a demand or a supply area. Now, what I mean by that is price has to come back in to mitigate the contracts opposite to what they were first taken out as. Okay, so as we have come out of this area, we are waiting for price to come back in, and you can see just how powerful this move is coming down. This is on the hour as well, and we are testing. Get this back. Fat fingers. We are testing each area, okay? Each area. Again, I work heavily on the halfway of any zonal point. But you can see from here, each quarter point is very important. We've come in to test this area, the quarter point. Hasn't come to test the half quite yet. If we scroll a bit further in, you can see, and a bit further in, you can see we've possibly just went to pipette over the 0.75. Now, again, within the zone, within that demand zone, each area of importance is on the quarter points. Now, I will always do on the halfway. We'll just scroll back out, scroll back out, scroll back out. Okay, so what we've got this area here. Again, where would it go to? We would possibly see as a supply area. You are possibly looking at something like that there, the last up before the down. We'll not get too overexcited with the areas at the moment. We can change that to a supply area on the 1 hour. That just changed the coloration. This just alerts me. Okay, so again, guys, we've come down to test. We could then have a price action between the demand zone and the supply. Again, you could technically have the next entry point to the halfway point of this demand area, which is something I would possibly do, to be fair. But I'm just going to show you something even more powerful in a minute. So if you went, right, well, I'm expecting price to come back down to fill in the inefficiency of that, which is going to be around about 13 pips. And then you've got structural points. Okay, you've got structural points of 50% of this buy before the sell. Okay, you've got another one right here. So again, each area when it's coming back up to fulfill the inefficiency of the last buy before the sell in this instance, you've got a 1 to 5. You've got around about 1 to 7, but if we went to here, you could be targeting a 1 to 8 and take partials on the way up. Okay, but we'll just get rid of some of this noise because I'm going to show you something else, some other secret sauce, some more secret sauce. Let's have a look. So we're just going to scroll this out, get rid of this, get rid of that magic wand there. Now, take your attention to this here. Okay. Yes, take your attention to this very point here. Let's just minimize that. Now, what we've got is the start. Let's take a look. There it is. It's gone down. A, B, C. See that? Get rid of that. And there we are. Right. So take your attention into this area. Okay. We've got an A from ground zero. We've got a high. We've got a retracement. We've got an A, B, C. Okay. Now, what I want to show you, we'll just scroll back out, some more secret sauce, guys, an area that we would call a fire block. Okay. Now, this is going to delve a little bit more deeper into our supply and demand. Okay. I'm just going to show you some secret sauce as well. We've got the ground zero to A. So if you can imagine, get this magic wand out. Let's just take a look. So the magic wand, we've come down, we've had, again, the fears of accumulation, okay, on the bottom side, because this has come down in essence, okay. We've had that accumulation fears here, okay. Then what's happened is the buyers or the market, the buyers in the market have decided we've had enough, we want to drive the price. So from zero or the low, we've created a high. Okay, now that's the first part of a leg of an A, B, C. Now, what we're going to do, we are going to highlight that area. Okay, so we're going to go from that low and highlight it up to there. And I've already got this area as my fire block. Okay, now if we get rid of that leg, we just want to minimize as much noise as we can. Watch the power in this. Now, we spoke, and I'm just going to stop the share a minute, the importance on the quarter points of the fibs. Okay, so again, zonal, there'll always be mitigation between the high and the low of the zonal point. Okay, and I always go to that halfway point. Now, I mentioned the halfway point. When we use the fire block, the halfway point is very important, and I'm just going to show you. Watch this. This is some secret sauce I'm going to show you. Let's take a look. So we'll get the fibs. From there to there, let's move this out. And let's mark that halfway point. And again, even on the 25, you can see on here, okay? On the fire block, what we are waiting for, the A, B, and we'll just draw this out again. On that fire block, we had the A, we had the B, and then we had the C, the push out. What we are waiting for on the initial leg of the ABC, we are waiting for price to return and come to at least, and I know this is getting a little bit noisy, to at least the 50%. Look at that, guys. Not only has it come to the 50%, but it's also went down to the 75, which in essence is a 25 area. It's a quarter point. Okay, so we come back out. We come back out. As much as this drove down, as much as the sellers were driving us down, this was always going to give some sort of respect on this sort of area on this fire block. Okay, so we're just going to get rid of that. And we're going to get rid of that Fibonacci because we've got the 50%. But again, there's more secret sauce. Wait till you see this one. So that's a 50%. Now we go on about smart money. Okay, so we get the fibs. We go from the high. Okay. And then if we go up to where we broke structure from here to that area there. Okay. We'll go up to there. So you've got the A, B, C. Okay, just go to there and we change this to our bankers area. Watch this, guys. Watch this. How's this for secret sauce? Look where that is between the 71 and the 78.6. 71 and the 78.6. Why is that important? Simply because on smart money, this is the kill zone, as we call it, okay? We are waiting, and if we do this, 71 to 78.6, and we're going to highlight that yellow, okay? And you see that's where that is, guys, okay? You can see where that is, 71, 78.6. I'm just going to get rid of the fibs. Just for extra confluence, halfway of the fire block. And we're in the kill zone, so we could potentially see this. We could potentially see this push up to our supply zone. Okay, so therefore, we could have your long position. Okay, come this down to the halfway of that and push up to that. That's obviously already ended. And there we have, guys. You've got a risk to reward of 1 to 4. We could push on the higher end. Again, structure points. You could have on the last buy before the sell. And again, the buy before the sell. You could have a structure point here in that supply zone. Or if you wanted to go all in, you could go right to the top of 1 to 6.33. So there we have it, guys. A little bit more of an insight on not just using smart money, but how we can utilize supply and demand alongside the kill zone and the smart money fibs that we have inside the group, but also implementing for extra confluence a little thing I call a fire block. Okay, there's going to be so much more on this sort of stuff to come. If you're not already involved with the things that I do, you want to get access to the community that we've built as a team, you just need to comment below on this YouTube, because not only am I putting this into my Discord community for the guys to go through and look through, I will put this on my YouTube wall as a little bit more of an educational video as well for those that follow me on the YouTube. So if you're not inside the Discord community right now, why aren't you? Why aren't you? You're missing out on so much more education, so much more involvement, so much more engagement that is going to help you become confident, consistent, and more profitable. So just comment below and we'll get you inside of that channel right away. See you later.